Welcome back to the Eternal Journey saga. In this thrilling continuation, Alex, cursed with immortality, battles against time and fate to save his beloved Isabella. If you're new here, dive into Part 1 for the incredible backstory of love, betrayal, and an ancient curse that spans centuries. Join us as we uncover secrets, face ancient foes, and strive for redemption in a world where eternity isn't always a gift. The Eternal Journey, The Waiting Years. Chapter 1, Fulfillment of a Promise. Scene 1, Arrival at the Kingdom. Location, the royal palace of Isabella's father. As the first light of dawn cast a golden hue over the majestic spires of the royal palace, a majestic elephant bearing the Eternal Journey bar entered the grand courtyard. The bar, a symbol of hope and mystery, was perched elegantly atop the elephant, its polished wooden counter and glistening bottles catching the early morning light. Alex, seated upon the elephant, guided it with a calm resolve, his heart heavy with grief, yet resolute with purpose. The courtyard was a vast expanse of cobblestones, surrounded by towering walls and intricate arches that spoke of ancient glory. The scent of blooming jasmine filled the air, mingling with the faint smell of ash from distant battles. King Edric, a figure of regal authority yet marked by the ravages of time and worry, stood waiting at the entrance. His eyes, once bright with hope, now bore the weight of a kingdom on the brink of collapse. The rebellion had torn apart his land, leaving scars that cut deeper than any sword. "You must be Alex," King Edric said, his voice trembling with a mix of hope and skepticism. He studied Alex's face, searching for the strength and resolve that Isabella had spoken of. "I am," Alex replied, bowing slightly, his gaze steady and unwavering. "I promised Isabella I would help. I intend to keep that promise." The king's eyes softened, a flicker of hope reigniting in their depths. "Then there is still a chance," he murmured, leading Alex and his elephant into the palace grounds, where the shadows of war loomed large. Scene 2, Preparing for Battle. Location, the War Room. The War Room was a hive of activity, maps and battle plans strewn across the large oak table, candles flickering in the dim light. The air was thick with tension, the weight of impending doom pressing down on everyone present. Shadows danced on the stone walls, the flickering flames casting an eerie glow that heightened the room's urgency. Alex joined King Edric and his generals, their faces etched with lines of worry and fatigue. The kingdom's future hung in the balance, and every decision made within these walls could mean the difference between salvation and ruin. "What's the situation?" Alex asked, his eyes scanning the room, taking in the weary faces of men who had seen too much loss. "The rebels are closing in. We've been losing ground steadily," General Thorne explained, pointing to various points on the map, each marked with the red of enemy encroachment. Alex studied the map, his mind calculating strategies and tactics honed over centuries of battle. "I have experience in battle. I'll fight alongside your knights," he offered, his voice firm and unwavering. King Edric looked at Alex, his eyes filled with gratitude and desperation. "Thank you. Your help means more than you know." Scene 3, The Battle. Location, the battlefield. The dawn of battle arrived with a blood-red sky, an ominous prelude to the clash of swords and the cries of the wounded. The air was thick with the smell of earth and sweat, a stark contrast to the serene dawn. Alex rode at the forefront of the charge, the elephant bearing the Eternal Journey bar towering behind him, its presence a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. Beside him was Raj, his eyes gleaming with a newfound enthusiasm for the battle ahead. The battlefield was a maelstrom of violence, the roar of battle deafening. Alex fought with the strength and skill honed over centuries, each movement precise and deadly. Raj, too, was in his element, his behavior a stark contrast to his usual calm demeanor. He reveled in the fight, taunting and teasing the enemy, his voice ringing out with mockery and laughter. "Come on, is that all you've got?" Raj shouted, a grin spreading across his face as he parried an enemy's blow. "I'm immortal! You can't defeat me!" He moved with a grace and ferocity that left the enemy bewildered, his laughter mingling with the cries of the wounded. "Is that all you can muster? I've faced worse in my dreams," Raj boasted, striking down another foe. Alex glanced at Raj and couldn't help but smile. It had been so long since he had seen this side of his friend, the fearless warrior who embraced the thrill of battle with such zest. Even King Edric, fighting valiantly nearby, noticed Raj's transformed demeanor and was both impressed and amused. "We're winning!" King Edric shouted, hope rekindled in his eyes as he struck down another enemy. "Yes, we are," Alex replied, his voice a steadying force amidst the turmoil. Together they fought back the rebels, their combined strength turning the tide of the battle. Scene 4, Victory and Revelation. Location, the aftermath of the battle. As the dust of battle settled, the rebels lay defeated, their insurrection quashed. The kingdom was saved, and the knights, though battered and bruised, cheered as they gathered the wounded and tended to the fallen. The sense of relief was palpable, a heavy weight lifted from their hearts. The battlefield, now quiet, was a stark contrast to the chaos of moments before. The sun began to break through the clouds, casting a warm glow over the scene. Alex stood with King Edric, their faces smeared with dirt and sweat but shining with the light of victory. The king's gratitude was evident in the way he clasped Alex's shoulder, his voice filled with emotion. "Thank you, Alex. You've saved my kingdom," King Edric said, his voice choked with relief. "I did it for Isabella," Alex replied, his voice breaking with the weight of his unspoken sorrow. The king's eyes searched Alex's face, filled with questions and a deep, abiding sorrow. "What happened to her?" he asked softly, the unspoken fear lingering in the air. Scene 5, the full story. Location, King Edric's private chambers. In the quiet of the king's chambers, the air was heavy with the scent of burning candles and the echoes of past sorrows. Rich tapestries adorned the walls, depicting battles and legends of old. King Edric and Alex sat opposite each other, the flickering light casting long shadows on the walls. "Tell me everything, Alex," King Edric said softly. "I need to know what happened to my daughter." Alex nodded, his heart heavy with the weight of centuries. "It started long ago when I first met Isabella." His voice softened as he recounted the story, his memories vivid and painful. Flashback, the beginning. Location, a grand palace in a distant past. In the days of old, the palace was a marvel of architectural splendor, with tall, ornate columns and grand halls filled with the light of 1,000 chandeliers. The air was filled with the scents of blooming roses and rich spices, the sounds of music and laughter echoing through the courtyards. She was a princess in a kingdom far from here. We met by chance, and it was as if the universe had aligned. We fell in love quickly, deeply, Alex began, his voice filled with a mixture of joy and sorrow. He recalled the days of secret meetings in hidden gardens, where the air was thick with the perfume of flowers and the promise of eternal love. But our love was discovered by Ethan, my closest friend. He too loved her, and his jealousy consumed him. He felt betrayed not just by me, but by fate itself. Flashback, the betrayal. Location, a secluded garden in the royal palace. The garden, once a place of peace and beauty, now felt stifling and oppressive. The vibrant colors of the flowers seemed to fade as Ethan's rage grew. Ethan's eyes burned with a fiery jealousy as he confronted Alex and Isabella. "You betrayed our friendship, Alex. You knew I loved her, and yet you chose her over me." Ethan's voice was a mixture of anger and anguish. "Ethan, it wasn't like that," Alex pleaded, stepping forward. "I never meant to hurt you. Isabella and we're meant to be together." Ethan's rage was palpable, his hands trembling with uncontrolled magic. The air crackled with his fury. "Meant to be together? You think that justifies your betrayal? I'll make sure you regret ever crossing me." With a bitter incantation, Ethan cast the curse, his voice echoing with dark power. "You shall live forever, Alex, cursed to watch her die over and over again, never able to save her." Alex felt a searing pain as the curse took hold, his cries mingling with Isabella's as she fell victim to the first death, poisoned by Ethan's treachery. The garden's vibrant colors faded into a bleak memory as Alex held her, powerless to save her. Back to the present. Alex's voice trembled as he recounted the countless times he had seen Isabella die in his arms, each death a fresh wound on his immortal soul. "I've watched her die 39 times, King Edric. Each time she remembers our past just before she dies. The pain, it never lessens." King Edric listened, his eyes filled with unshed tears. "And this has been happening for centuries?" Alex nodded. "Yes, I've seen her in different lives, different forms, but always the same soul. And each time the curse takes her from me, We must break this curse, King Edric said, his voice resolute. For her sake and yours. Alex's eyes hardened with determination. I will do whatever it takes. Chapter 2, The Long Wait. Scene 1, 15 years later. Location, the royal palace. 15 years had passed since the battle, and the kingdom had flourished under King Edric's wise and just rule. Alex had become a trusted advisor and protector, always watching, always waiting. His immortality, once a curse, now served as a beacon of hope for the kingdom's future. In the grand halls of the palace, Alex moved with purpose, his presence a constant reminder of the promise he had made. Despite the passing years, his resolve had not wavered. Every day, he remained vigilant, his heart filled with an unending hope. The palace's high ceilings and ornate columns echoed with the footsteps of busy courtiers and guards. But Alex's focus never wavered from his mission. Scene 2, Disputes with Ethan. Location, a secluded part of the palace. Ethan's presence was a constant reminder of the curse that bound Alex and Isabella. Over the years, he appeared frequently, his anger and jealousy unabated. Each encounter was a bitter clash of words and wills. The secluded corridors of the palace, lined with ancient tapestries, seemed to close in during these heated confrontations. One afternoon, in a dimly lit hallway adorned with portraits of past rulers, Ethan confronted Alex, his eyes blazing with hatred. "Why are you still here, Alex?" Ethan sneered. "You know this cycle will never end." Alex's eyes burned with determination. "Because I believe it can end. I'll find a way to break your curse." "You're delusional," Ethan spat. "She'll die again, and you'll be alone. Again." Their confrontation was intense, a clash of old wounds and new resolve. Magic crackled in the air, their powers colliding in a fierce battle of wills, the very air around them vibrating with energy. "Stop it, both of you!" Layla the elf intervened, stepping between them. Her presence was a calming force, her voice steady and firm. "Fighting each other won't solve anything." Ethan glared at Alex, his hatred undiminished. "You're a fool, Alex. This will end in pain." As Ethan stormed away, Alex's heart was heavy, but his resolve was unshaken. "I won't give up," he whispered to himself. Scene 3, Seeking Old Allies. Location, various magical realms. Alex knew he needed more help to break the curse. He set out on a journey to find old friends who had helped him in the past. Arin, the prince of the fairies, and Ilara, a skilled sorceress. His travels took him through various magical realms, each more wondrous and dangerous than the last. He traversed forests, where the trees whispered ancient secrets, crossed deserts that shimmered with mirages of forgotten times, and sailed seas that roared with the voices of old gods. With each step, he drew closer to the allies who could help him fulfill his promise to Isabella. Chapter 3, The Fairy Prince. Scene 1, Finding Arin. Location, the Fairy Realm. The Fairy Realm was a place of ethereal beauty, where magic flowed like a river and the air was thick with enchantment. Glittering lights danced among ancient trees, and the sound of laughter and music echoed through the shimmering air. As Alex entered this magical realm on the back of his majestic elephant bearing the Eternal Journey bar, he was greeted with both warmth and wariness by the fairies who remembered his past bravery, but were uncertain of his intentions. Arin, the prince of the fairies, stood at the center of a grand clearing, his presence commanding and his eyes twinkling with mischief and wisdom. He welcomed Alex with a smile that held both curiosity and caution. "Alex, it's been too long," Arin said, stepping forward to embrace his old friend. His gaze shifted to Raj, who stood beside Alex, his expression guarded. "But why have you brought him?" Arin gestured to Raj, his tone icy. Alex took a deep breath, knowing the explanation would be difficult. "Arin, we need to talk. There's a lot you need to understand." Flashback helping Arin. Location, a battlefield in the fairy realm. Years ago, Alex had saved Arin's life during a fierce rebellion led by the Dark Fae. The battle had been intense, and Alex's courage and skill had turned the tide, earning Arin's eternal gratitude. "Remember when we fought the Dark Fae together?" Arin said, a smile touching his lips as he recalled their shared past. "You risked everything to save me. I owe you my life." Alex nodded, his expression serious. "Then help me now. Help me save her." Arin's smile faded, replaced by a look of determination. "We'll find a way," he promised, his voice firm. "For Isabella." Scene 2, The Misunderstanding. Location, the fairy realm. Tensions rose as Aaron turned his gaze back to Raj, his expression hardening. You stole our eternal youth. How can I trust you? Raj sighed, his eyes reflecting centuries of weariness. I didn't steal it, Aaron. I was protecting your sister during the human invasion. She gave it to me willingly to save the kingdom. Aaron's eyes flashed with anger and disbelief. You expect me to believe that? She would never hand over such a precious gift. You must have killed her for it. Raj's face twisted in pain, and he stepped forward, his voice breaking. I didn't kill her, Aaron. We loved each other. She gave me the eternal youth to save the kingdom and protect me from the human invasion. She didn't want you to know because our love was forbidden. Aaron's anger turned to shock as he processed Raj's words. You and Elsa loved each other? Yes, Raj said, his voice trembling with emotion. We did. She died in my arms, handing over the youth to protect the kingdom. She gave me a goodbye kiss before she passed away. Aaron's eyes filled with tears, the weight of his misunderstanding settling heavily upon him. Elsa, she never told me. She didn't want to burden you, Raj explained, his voice heavy with sorrow. I've carried this weight for centuries. I only want to help. Aaron's expression softened as he looked into Raj's eyes, seeing the truth and pain within them. I'm sorry, Raj. I didn't know. Raj nodded, his own eyes moist with unshed tears. I forgive you, Aaron. We've uncovered an ancient ritual that might work, Aaron said, turning back to Alex, his determination rekindled. But it will require great power and sacrifice. I'm ready, Alex replied without hesitation. For Isabella, I'll do anything. Aaron placed a hand on Alex's shoulder, a gesture of solidarity and support. We'll do this together. For her? Chapter 4. The Sorceress. Scene 1. Finding Alara. Location. A hidden magical sanctuary. Next on Alex's journey was finding Alara, a powerful sorceress known for her wisdom and compassion. Her sanctuary was hidden deep within an enchanted forest, a place where the trees whispered secrets and the air hummed with ancient magic. As Alex approached the sanctuary, riding on his majestic elephant with the eternal journey bar still in tow, he saw Alara surrounded by ancient tomes and magical artifacts, her presence a calming force in the midst of arcane energy. Beside her was Layla, her elf student, diligently working and casting curious glances at Alex. Alara, I need your guidance, Alex pleaded, stepping into the sanctuary. Alara looked up, her kind eyes meeting his. I've sensed your struggle, Alex. The magic binding you two is ancient and strong, but I believe in love's power to overcome it. Layla, who had met Alex during his earlier visits, looked up, her heart fluttering. She had harbored a crush on Alex since their first encounter, her admiration for him evident in her eyes. Flashback helping Alara. Location, a forest near Alara's sanctuary. Years ago, Alex had helped Alara defeat a rogue sorcerer who had threatened her sanctuary. His courage and determination had forged a deep bond between them, one built on mutual respect and trust. You saved my sanctuary from destruction, Alara said, her voice filled with gratitude. I will do everything in my power to help you break this curse. Alex's voice trembled as he recounted the countless times he had seen Isabella die in his arms, each death a fresh wound on his immortal soul. I've watched her die 39 times, Alara. Each time she remembers our past just before she dies. The pain, it never lessens. Alara listened, her eyes filled with compassion and determination. We'll break this curse, Alex. Together. Scene 2. Alara's assistance. Location. The magical sanctuary. Alara and Layla delved into her vast collection of ancient texts and magical artifacts, working tirelessly to find a way to break the curse. The air was thick with the scent of herbs and the glow of magical energy as they pored over ancient tomes and conducted intricate rituals. We've found a ritual that might work, Alara said one evening, her eyes alight with hope. But it requires both of you to confront your past and fully commit to breaking the cycle. Alex's eyes met Alara's, their resolve mirrored in each other's gaze. We're ready, he said firmly. We'll do whatever it takes. Layla, eager to help and stay close to Alex, added her own magic to strengthen the ritual's power. Together they worked towards a solution, their combined efforts a beacon of hope in the face of the ancient curse. Chapter 5. The Final Confrontation. Scene 1. The Hidden Truth. Location, the Eternal Journey Bar. As the years passed, Alex remained vigilant, always ready for Isabella's return. The portable bar, now a fixture in the kingdom, had become a place of solace and hope. The bar, known as the Eternal Journey, had moved back to the outskirts of the kingdom, ready to greet Isabella. Raj, the loyal elephant handler with eternal youth, had stayed by Alex's side, always supportive. Layla, who had left Ilara to join Alex, had also become a crucial part of their group. "We're ready, Alex," Raj said one evening. "Everything is in place." Ilara and Aaron joined them at the bar, their expressions filled with determination. "The ritual is ready," Ilara confirmed. "But there's one crucial element we haven't discussed," Aaron added, his expression serious. "Ethan must forgive you and Isabella. Without his forgiveness, the ritual will fail." Alex's heart sank at the revelation. "Ethan must forgive us? That's impossible. He's too consumed by his hatred." Ilara placed a comforting hand on Alex's shoulder. "We have to try, Alex. Without his forgiveness, the ritual will fail." Aaron nodded in agreement. "We need Isabella to convince him. She's the only one who might reach him." Raj added, "Ethan's anger is strong, but so is the bond you and Isabella share. It's worth the attempt." Alex took a deep breath, steeling himself for the challenge ahead. "Then we'll do it. We'll find a way to make Ethan forgive us." Chapter 6. The Door Opens. Scene 1. Isabella returns. Location: the entrance of the bar. One evening, as the sun set, the bar door opened. A young woman stood there, her eyes wide with wonder and a hint of familiarity. She was dressed in simple clothes, but her presence was regal. The warm light of the eternal journey spilled out, casting a welcoming glow. Alex's heart raced as he approached her. "Isabella?" The young woman looked at him, her eyes filled with curiosity. I need help." "Can you help me?" Alex smiled, his heart swelling with hope and love. "Yes, I can. Come with me." Isabella felt an inexplicable comfort as she stepped into the bar, her eyes taking in the cozy, mystical atmosphere. The air was rich with the scent of aged wood and a faint hint of spices. "This place, it feels familiar," she murmured. Alex led her to a seat, his heart pounding. "There's a lot we need to talk about, but first, let's get you settled." And thus ends the first part of the eternal journey, the waiting years, with Isabella's return marking the beginning of a new chapter in their journey. Thank you for your time. Like and subscribe for more stories like this. Your support inspires me to keep going and creating more content, and it helps YouTube push my content to more viewers like you.